it's Coach D here at Lobo Gymnastics. Today we're going to do a quick warm-up with your little ones, and it's going to be animal inspired. So during the warm-up we're going to be describing certain animals, and it's a really good kind of guessing game that you can kind of play with your little one still while doing the warm-up. After the warm-up we will then work on all backward rolling skills.
So this animal lives in the forest and it eats a lot of fish. It sleeps all winter long and it's really furry. So you can just ask your little one, what animal am I describing?
It's a bear.
Our next animal lives in the sand. It likes to dig holes and it walks sideways. Which animal am I describing?
It's a crab.
So this is just a fun little warm-up game that you can play with your little one. Just describe different animals and you can move like the animal and have them follow along with you. This animal likes to roll around in the mud. It lives on a farm. And it's pink. Which animal am I describing?
It's a pig.
The next animal has a long trunk and really big ears. It's gray and it's really heavy. What animal am I describing?
It's an elephant.
So you can have your little one march like an elephant. The next animal is green. It hops to get where it's going, and it likes to eat flies. It has a really long tongue that it uses to catch them. What animal am I describing?
It's a frog.
The next animal lives in the trees. It likes to swing, has a long tail, and it's very playful. What animal am I describing?
A monkey.
So the first drill that we're going to do for our backward roll is just a basic candlestick. So we've done this drill before. When you do the drill today, I want you to really focus on sitting down and practicing going backward. So you can describe to your little one, the difference between backward and forward, and making sure that they're able to go back into that candlestick position. Next, we're going to show you where your hands go on a backward roll. So you can say clap, clap, hands back. It's just a fun little saying that they can remember so that they know where to put their hands in the backward roll. Now we're going to add it together. So you're going to go clap, clap, hands back, and candlestick. Notice that this time, Coach D is putting her hands on the ground. So she's keeping them by her shoulders, but she's going into her candlestick with her hands on the ground. So this is a good progression for your backward roll. So they get used to where their hands go and they start pushing off the ground. Great job. The next drill we're going to do is going to be a modified backward roll off of a raised surface. So this could be off of like a couch, off of a mattress at home, but any kind of raised surface just makes it a little bit easier to learn that backward roll. So notice Coach D is starting in this position with her hands on the ground. So you want to make sure that the head is not on the ground and that as they bring their feet over, they're keeping their hands on the ground and that they're really pushing against the ground. So again, you want to make sure that they have that nice candlestick with their hands on the ground before you start this drill. They're just bringing their legs over with a nice big finish. So this is a good progression for the backward roll. Just make sure that when they get in position, their hands are on the ground and they're focusing on bringing their legs over, pushing against the ground the whole time. The next one we're gonna do is just on a lower surface. So we're gonna do the same drill, but it's a little bit harder when you're not up as high. So for this one, Coach D is starting in a standing position and then she's pushing back. So it's a backward roll, but she's making sure that her hands go on the ground. So the reason we're putting our hands on the ground is because it gives you a little more room to keep your head off of the ground, to make sure your little one isn't rolling on their neck or on their head. And just makes it a little bit easier to pull their feet over. So we're going to show you one more. Making sure your hands are by your shoulders, and big finish. Next, we're gonna do the backward roll on the floor. So Coach D has the beanbag, kind of like we did with the forward rolls. So that's just to make sure that your little one is keeping their chin to their chest the whole time so that they're tucking their head when they roll. You can use the beanbag or just an object that they're holding under their chin with any of these drills. Now, little ones are not going to be able to do a full backward roll on a flat surface. So we're demonstrating it for you so you see what it looks like. And so also if you don't have a raised surface that they can roll off of, that you can practice it while spotting them. So when you spot the backward roll, it's really important to make sure that they have their hands in the right place, that you've gone through all of the progressions before the backward roll, and that you're pulling up on their hips. So you don't want to push them over. You want to make sure that you're pulling up to avoid them rolling on their neck.